So beautiful.
Are we moving?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.
Nehemiah 8:10. Nehemiah said, "Go forth, enjoy the fat and sweet drinks, and send some to those who have nothing prepared. This day is holy to our Lord. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." Thank you, Father, for good food and for good family, good friends. Thank you that you let us be part of your family, and thank you for those here with us that have become part of ours. Your provision and your protection is always enough, and we love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. I am Lead Tracker E, and this is Jerry, Lead Horse Williams. And we have 4 Facebook groups: the Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas, the Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman and Son Center and Database. Woman is spelled WOMBMAN. The Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warriors Path page, and the Lead Tracker E page. Then we also have our accompanying channel. The sister channel to this is the Lead Tracker E channel. We would appreciate you going over there and subscribing to that, especially more than one of you, because we don't want that number to stop at 666. So if you would go over there and add several more numbers to that one.
Also, if you, we have a new web page. One of our trackers helped us, or actually did, for us, but to help us out, to get more of this information out. You can type in predatorbigfoot.com, and it'll take you to the Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warriors Path web page. There you can order books, the DVD. It also has playlists, spiritual playlist. I think the What the Indians Say playlist is on there. Mm-hmm. Different playlists that accompany each other to make it easier to get more information on just one topic and then to another one. But that is predatorbigfoot.com. That is the new webpage that we have. And we want to thank our tracker for that very much. Mm-hmm. Also, it's not so new anymore, but it is one of the newest books out there. Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warriors Path. It is also now in the Spanish version, titled Pai Grande el Depredador y el Sendero del Guerrero y Espiritual. These books, so got the English version and the Spanish version. It's so that we can get this information out to more people. We will be doing a book signing when we can get soon, a little more time. But we are also having a sale right now. And the Bigfoot documentary is $55 by itself alone. But now with the sale, you can get an autographed book and one Bigfoot DVD documentary. And the documentary is places where we don't want people going, but we show you where we went. And you'll see what you need to see and what to recognize out there. There's also Bigfoot's photos in that DVD and a live Bigfoot that we captured on film, and you'll see that also. Let's see. Tracking miracles and encounters, one of our favorites.
That's one of our segments on the Lead Tracker E channel, where we just give glory to God about the ways His divine intervention and divine orchestration have helped us and our team members and some of our viewers. And there's a playlist over there for that, and also for the standing feather stories and
some of the trackers.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
And some of the trackers and some of the viewers have been on that stream before. We've interviewed them and how God has got them through, or something could have crushed them and stopped just enough. And I even had a story in there myself of when a tree almost did a kickback and almost, if it would have kept coming, but there was 2 trees of V that just stopped it. And thank God for that. But that is tracking miracles encounters, very important. We also help the sister channel out so we can get more of those stories out as well. Also,
the standing feather stories are the stories of Lead Horse Choctaw's his history and the journeys that he's taken on behalf of really all of us to protect the water, to protect the soil, to protect the things that every one of us needs. And we were put here to be stewards of the earth, and he's been unlawfully arrested for that in the past, and he was the last man standing at Standing Rock. And that's a story that will be on the Standing Feather Stories. You don't hear that in the regular news. A lot of people don't even know about that.
I think there was hundreds of thousands of people that came there, but there was a small group of us left, and I was the last one taken, and I didn't go peacefully because the children called us, other people called us to go help out, so I wasn't going to just walk out. So they were going to have to remove me, which it took a couple, but they finally did, and that's a story that we'll pick up later. Or
it includes an angel.
It includes an angel.
It's an amazing story.
Let's see. If you'd like to become a Patreon member and help us out that way, help the Tracker channel out. There's other ways also in the description. I think it's in the description. PayPal and Cash App. And also we have the Super Chat. I forgot about that, but Super Chat and Super Thanks is there as well. If you'd like to help out that way, that really helps us get to and from where we need to go. And if you've been with the channel for a while, then you know, hey, my cousin is, but let's finish this, right? If you've been with the channel for a while, you understand what we do, where we go, and where the funds go. So any support that you can help out with is very appreciative. All these streams, this information that we bring to you is from those that support. So if you'd like to help out that way, you're more than welcome, and we are very appreciative of that.
And also just by hitting like and sharing the videos and interacting with us, coming back, putting comments in after the live streams as well as in the live chat, every one of those ways helps with the algorithm to get our channel and our information pushed out there.
We do the comments at the end of the either the lesson, the topic, the guest, or the interview. Sometimes we'll stop about halfway through and answer some questions. But if you can, wait until the end. And if you watch this and it's your first time, always kind of use this as a reference, because we try to say this every time. And some people come in late and either they've never watched the show, or, no, it's not a show. If you, presentations that we give, then you'll understand that we do this every time. We don't want to do it every time, but we have to, because there are new people. So we do have monitors, and they will let you talk, or they'll let you say hello for, just to welcome and see how you're doing. But they also understand that we have to get the presentation out. But tonight we're gonna have a little fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little fun tonight. So monitors be a little, as long as it's with the topic and what we're talking about, that's great. But like the other night, someone started talking about how they were going to track or how they were going to go do something or whatever, and that's not what we were trying to get out. We were talking about how this track affected another family, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about that tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
So we do the comments at the right after this. We're going to say hello to everybody who's out here. Then we'll do the presentation, and at the end we'll take up some comments, answer your questions that pertain to the topic. But besides that, I think that's all. And we're going to say hello to everybody.
Yep.
Okay. Can you use that one, or because I'm not sure? But
well, if it starts with Tracker Lorna.
okay, I'm going to go back up. Everybody, I'd like you to meet my cousin. She is in the house tonight. I just need to get up to the top here, and then we'll go back down. But it's gonna, I just need to scroll up. Catch that. If I catch that, we can go up. Okay. And Tracker Lorna. Tracker Lorna is, what's that, 3 or 4 times in a row. She's been number 1.
First one in.
She's been the first one in, waiting. Cubinator is here. He says, hola, halito hola, OCO. Jerry, Lead Horse Choctaw Williams, Lead Tracker E. I'm on my way home at the present time. So you have a safe trip.
Mm-hmm.
And
he is in Australia, so.
He's our Australian tracker.
Yes.
And he's doing a great job over there.
And seeing exactly the same patterns there that we're teaching you here. Mm-hmm. We have also friends from Argentina, El Salvador.
And Christian Pratt, is it? And CT, I think they're going to be our first international. CT's not, but Christian is, or well, not our first international because we have Canadian trackers and Australian trackers, but in the southern region in South America.
Yeah,
it'll be great to get more information to them. Doris Diaz.
Doris.
Hola, Doris. ¿Cómo
está?
Bendiciones. Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Child of the Most High. Good evening, everyone. Sending prayers, peace, and love. Good to see you, Kelly. Kelly's becoming a very good regular with the channel. There's Graybeard. Happy Sabbath, all. And that is what's going on in the world. We have some trackers in training who couldn't make the training presentations because they were in their holy day worship. So, but they
totally understand that and appreciate that.
Yeah, we love that you're putting God first. Hey, Joyce.
Speaking of.
Hello and blessings, everyone. And there's Pamela Smith. Or did we? Or maybe we already said that.
No, I don't think we did.
Okay, but Pamela Smith
Pamela.
is saying,
Joyce.
Good evening to everybody. I gotta hit this again. JR.
Hey, JR.
JR
we
is
need
in
to get
there.
you back on monitor. We can't do it right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
We
find
got
your
some two we got to fix.
Yeah. Let's see.
I said monitor. I meant moderator.
And Pam is saying, God bless. That's great. We love hearing that. Kelly of the Most High. Everyone's here, looks like. Good. Let's see, Kelly. That she is grateful to be able to be here. We are too. We're glad you're here, Kelly. Every time we see you, we smile. And we never met before. What's that? Graybeard.
Thank you, Graybeard, for putting that verse. Thank you. It was on my phone, and then it blinked off right before we got on, and I was trying to read it in the messy handwriting.
You want to read that?
Thank you. It's the one that we read. Then he said unto them,
Oh,
Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy, and our Lord. This day is holy unto our Lord.
neither be ye
Neither
sorry.
be ye sorry.
All
Thank
right.
you for putting that in there.
And everyone is saying amen to the.
Oh, and then neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Mm. Oh, there we go. And even Graybeard has helped us out. He's saying hit that like, hit that thumbs up, people.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Joyce is saying, gee, Graybeard, that's the same verse I sent you the other day. Hey!
Oh, wow. We didn't know about that.
And that was also, Joyce woke up today and said this verse, or these couple of verses.
This morning, yeah,
This
we were
morning.
all, it seemed like we were all in the book of Matthew last night and this morning.
We were studying that last night also, and we had
Sync.
the opportunity to present that in the church this morning. Whenever, and that we're going to talk about that also. But it was great when we went to church today because everyone was waiting on us, and they expected. I mean, they were expecting us, and that's a great feeling knowing that the church is expecting you. Kelly, child of the Most High, says, all these years I thought those sounds meant nothing. How mistaken I was, and grateful for Lee Tracker and Jerry Williams. Yeah, those, like we said the other night, coyotes are not going to be yipping when a predator Bigfoot's around because they're giving their location away of their pups and things like that, and they're not going to do that. They're going to be quiet when a predator that will come and rip them apart and eat them is around. So if you hear that, those are mimics, and listen for that mimic sound.
They are not friends.
And Kelly has the book. She says the book is amazing. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
And it has a lot of information. We're going to be talking about that too. I forgot about that, but we passed the books out to our entire family, to the head of the households. Cubinator.
Cube, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Cubinator. Thank you so much.
And also, Cube has a great Facebook channel.
Yeah, and we will blast that on here if you put that in the...
Yeah, put that in the chat. And he's batting trolls left and right, putting up with a lot of disrespect. Well, not putting up with a lot of disrespect, but he's, you know, they're trying. And all he's doing is very patiently trying to explain exactly what we do and exactly what he's learned through our course. He's one of our trackers.
Yeah, one of the best ones. Now, everyone, please welcome my cousin, Carla Heritage.
Sweet, beautiful lady, and a good mama.
If you ever met her in person, you would know exactly what we're talking about.
With a good sense of humor, too.
Yeah, and everybody's saying hello to you, cuz. Great. And cuz is saying hello to everybody. All right. And Graybeard has noticed our attire. We thought we would have fun.
Happy clothes.
Happy clothes. Because we're getting to talk about our family and everything. So, happy clothes. Lead Tracker, he says, you two look spiffy tonight. Oh, my goodness. Look who's here tonight.
SMA Mommy.
SMA Mommy.
Evening and blessings to you.
She says, welcome, cousin.
There you go.
All right. And, of course, everyone says hello to SMA.
Oh, there's Katie Seal.
Katie Seal.
How you doing, Katie?
She says, hi, dear friends. So great to see everyone. It is great, you know, in a room like this where everybody just knows each other and has a good time and nobody's here to cause problems.
Great people.
Everybody's saying hi to SMA. Everybody's saying hi to Katie. And SMA saying hello to everybody. He's saying hello to Lead Tracker E.
How are you?
And everybody's saying hello to everybody. Oh, and Bob, we haven't had a chance to get you on as a moderator yet. We got to get JR back, and I think, I don't know.
I think Bob was the other one that we were talking about.
Okay. I thought there was another one. But welcome, Bob. Good seeing you. And Bob he's nipping on everybody's heels, trackers.
Where he is.
Where he
In the
is.
far north.
He is doing. Oh, you should. We're gonna have to brag on the candidates, the new tracker candidates. They are just going above and beyond. They're overachievers. They're going out.
We're
and
good
getting,
with that.
and we're good with that. They're getting more information than what we asked for,
Mhm.
but they know what to look for. So, and they've been with us for a while, so they kind of already had a head start.
Yeah, but they
And
take
so-
it real seriously, and
Yeah,
they're should they choose to accept the assignment, they will be assets to the team.
yeah. Should they accept it, and we sure hope
But
they
we can't
do.
brag on y'all too soon. You got to finish the
Yeah,
course.
you got to finish first, and then we're gonna start up again with some more because there's so many people wanting to join
Mhm.
and get the information that we're sharing. There's cousin again. Heru
Hey,
is here.
Hebrew.
He says, "You got it."
Hello, everyone. I have a question. Have you ever heard of a predator having a stick sign outside of a person's porch?
Well, hopefully we can get to that. If that has to do with what we're doing tonight. Here is Cubinator's Facebook group page, and if you haven't been on his page yet, it's a good one to go to because he is truthful and he will give you the information directly. He doesn't sugarcoat like people try to go around, but he'll tell you exactly what it is. Welcome, cousin Carla. Hale Tohiru. Cousin saying Izzy is listening in too. All right,
Good.
all right. That's great.
Very intelligent girl.
Very intelligent girl there. Pamela Smith. Everyone, Tracker Lawrence saying hi to Hiru.
And very regal. I didn't get a chance to tell you that, Carla, but that was my impression of her. Like,
She carries herself well.
She does, and I told him, I said, "Wow, I could see her being like in the Choctaw Princess,
A leader in the
she
community.
just naturally has such a regal way about her. She's amazing.
And we have another tracker J. I don't want to say her age, but she's very, very young that went and took the course also. And she is a straight A student. The information that we share in the tracker course is way above any school, college, university level. And this young girl, I won't say girl because she's not of that age yet, but if she's on here, if you ever talk with her, she doesn't sound her age.
No, you'd never guess it.
You'd never guess it.
Well, if you heard her voice, you would know.
Yeah.
But comments, interaction, intelligence.
And she helps other students in school.
Yeah.
She gets her work done and goes helps everybody else. So that's a quality person there.
Yeah.
Pamela Smith says reading book for the third time.
Oh wow!
Awesome
Good.
book. Thank you, Pamela. And the more that education, more that information gets in, the safer you will be, and you'll be teaching and helping. And there's always room for good people in the tracker course. So,
and also very much appreciate your support on the Lead Tracker E Facebook page because you put a lot of our stuff out. You share, engage a lot. We're very thankful for that. Thank you for that.
Mary is here.
Hey,
Cheetah.
Mary. Cheetah.
She says, nice to be here. Hi, everyone.
Always glad to see you.
Everyone knows Mary.
She accidentally called us the other day, but when we called her back, she said, that's okay. And we want to know what Linda wanted to know.
Yeah, and what did
we were going to call you back and say, hey, what did she want anyway? She thought she was calling her friend. She was accidentally called us. But always good to hear her voice.
Cubaner says, excellent to hear about your new trackers, Jerry, and Lead Tracker E. It's these trackers they've went above and beyond already. So expect good things and in the future with them. SMA Mommy says, that's beautiful. And Carla Heritage Cuz says, thank you. for acknowledging. And SMA Mom, and she said, "That's so amazing and beautiful of you." It's we just love talking to you, SMA Mommy, and you're up there, and there's some other trackers in the course right now who are in your area, and even Bob and them, they're up in your area. So you've got some trackers, but we'd also like to have you in the course.
Mm-hmm.
Carla says, Izzy says she loved y'all teaching her about tracking during the reunion. Oh, that was wonderful.
You're gonna get to see some of that tonight. We don't.
See some.
You'll hear them. We didn't show the children, but but you'll hear the intelligence that they have and how quick they catch on.
And the questions.
Very proud of the girls.
Yeah, and so even tonight, we didn't ask the entire family if we could use photos. So you're gonna see like the cake, but you'll hear the voices. We wanted to share what was heard and said, but we just didn't put a lot of people. There's a couple that are on there, but I know that they'll be kind of good with it because it's not any bad thing. It's just signing the thank you or the what we're thankful for, that blanket and things like that. So SMA Mom, this one, and we carry this with us with all the get-togethers, and maybe we can take it next year.
We got a whole other side to fill up too, but we have fun going through and reading
what everybody's thankful for. It's all good things. SMA Mommy says, "I want to join. I'll have to email you." All right, SMA Mommy, and you are welcome to be in the tracker course, of course. Is that all the comments right now?
That's it. We're caught up.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. Now, if you were with us last night, we talked about the family reunion. Let me see what SMA Mom is saying. She says, "That's something that lasts a lifetime. Love it."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it sure is.
Once we get it filled up, we're going to spray it with some sort of preservative to keep it clean and keep that ink from running.
So if you were with us last night, we talked about the other family reunion that we went to and shared information, and we could probably go ahead and read this part. So what we're going to do is our friend who asked us to help the family out, or her family out. She's one of the elders, or if not the top elder of that family. Asked us if we could come out and help teach or just show their family what to look for in that area just to keep them safe. And before church this morning, right?
Yeah.
Before church this morning, this message came through, and we'll read this to you. And it says, "Thank you, Jerry and Ella, for sending the YouTube video," because we sent the link to her yesterday and said we're going to be talking about the track with your family.
The fireside talk.
Yeah, training by the fire, that video. She says, "Thank you, Jerry and Ella, for sending the YouTube video. I watched it, and I will watch it again and again. My only regret is not being there. I so appreciate your traveling to our reunion while also attending your own family reunion. Just FYI, ours is always held mid-October each year." Cousin, she's saying this is when they always have theirs. So, and we also have our tracker meet and greet the first weekend of October. So, but it doesn't matter. We will make it no matter what. She also says we lost our last uncle on September the 23rd. We are in revival mode because we lost others to COVID. Again, Yako Key to you, trackers, and your work in educating others. I'll be in touch. Yako Key. That she is a wonderful woman, and if you even just talk with her, she's just so kind. Even just her eyes and the way
Mhm.
she carries herself. You know that she's an important person by the way she carries herself, but she just looks so kind.
And cares a lot about that family. The only reason she couldn't be there is because she had an injury not long ago
Hmm.
and was still recuperating.
And so we're going to kind of back it up just a little bit because we're having to juggle two family reunions at the same time on the same weekend. And so we're thinking, okay, we don't know how many's coming to our family reunion, but their family reunion, they're going to have a bouncy slide. So that means there's going to be kids there. And so we're thinking that we'll go there on the first morning and then go to our reunion in the afternoon. They're about an hour and a half away, and we're 30 minutes from our reunion, and then we have to go another way and then circle back. But so we're trying to figure out how we're going to do this because we want to spend time with our family, but we also want to spend time uh, with the other warrior family because we need time to teach. We need time to scout. We need time to um, show our family and show the other family what needs to be looked at and just to help protect each other uh, and so everyone can be safe, but enjoy their time, enjoy everything and their family. So in the morning, we get up and we're heading out about 7, I guess, and we grab a snack and then we're heading to the other family location. We get there about 9, I guess,
Mhm.
in the morning, and we meet with one of the older men. Uh, I would say elder, but maybe elder of the family because they're not that old.
No.
And so luckily he's the first one there, and his they spent the night there, so it's just him, his wife, and his son, I think.
Mhm.
So we got the opportunity to take the elder of the family, one of the elders of the family.
So this is the woman that contacted us. It's her son, one of her
One
sons.
of her sons. I think he's the youngest of the sons. Um, and he doesn't know us, you know. This just is just what the mother has said. You know, I've got some friends coming. I know you don't know them, but they just want to come in. They want to help show you a few things and welcome them if you would. And of course, this the entire family doesn't know us. They don't know what to expect from us, or uh, just like anybody would if you had someone else coming in that you didn't know. But it was the trust of the mother that, and we'd already been up in that location and talked with her, and so we got to meet this man, and we just said, "Would you like to take a walk with us? And let's just, let's go around and see a few things if you have time." And he goes, "Yeah, let me get his hiking boots on or
Mhm.
what it was," and he changed his sweater, and we all took off walking, and we're going to go to the pasture. And but before we get, I mean, and we're seeing the signs. We're seeing a bowl this size, but it's over the entire road, and we're pointing out the blind spots and these tree pull downs. If you've been with the channel for a while, actually, we have a anyway. Um, pull down. No. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and this is also in the new book. It's a visual illustration that we're going to be with the new book. But we're also seeing these pull downs here, which are being used as blinds, and we're letting the elder of the family, one of the elders, know that this is where we're going to find these certain things at the water. This is where we're going to find the bridges, um, the blinds, the bows, and things like that. Uh, and he had told us that he's seen all this before, but he just didn't know exactly what he was looking at. And so we explained also that the trees grow vertical. Anything that's pointed or bowed back down, that's abnormal or put down. But then we have to look at why it's pulled down in a certain way. Because, of course, trees do break and things like that. But look at the strategic place of that bushy part. And is it on a game trail? Is it on a hiking trail? Near a road? Near a house? So
Is there a bunch of them?
Is there a bunch of them? But we had let the elder know that this is what we're going to find and where we're going to find it. So we got to spend that morning with the other family, with our friend's family, and now we're now we're friends with the entire family over there because they knew that we just came to help and just to share information so that it will keep their family safe as well. So we're like, I called my cousin, or no, I messaged my cousin, Carly here, and said because I was trying to be there early, but it would be more beneficial if we're there early, there in the afternoon, because they had more children with the bouncy thing. So we said, well, we should be there in the evening on the second night because that's when a lot of the predators will start to move in. And you'll always hear stories the second and the third night, that's when the activity really happened. And that's only because people go camping, usually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Sunday, they're moving out, they're going home. So the predators know on the second and the third night, that's their opportunity, or that's whenever they need to move in. If they're going to take food or take people or pets, those last two nights or whenever, that's their opportunity. Because on Sunday, usually most people are leaving the parks or going home. So that's those 3 days.
The first night they're just observing. They're doing recon, looking around, seeing who's got weapons, seeing who's paying attention. Where are the children? Are they going to camp? What's going on? They're just reading the layout like predators do.
So I messaged my cousin and said, "Can we just cash app you some like $15 to pick up the eggs that we're supposed to bring?" And if you know my cousin, she said, "No, you just get the eggs and you be there at the time you say you're going to be there."
And she said she's thinking, I'm sure, I have enough to do. I don't need
Yeah,
to get the
I'm trying to
eggs
pull
too.
everything away.
Don't add more to my
Don't
list.
add more to my list. And so we had to take a different route, which we needed to anyway. We stopped at the store, picked up the eggs, and we headed to the reunion. Luckily, we was the second.
We'll call that
group
reunion one.
Reunion one, okay. So we got to, and my cousin and her husband and her children were there. She brought a friend for her daughter.
Also a very sweet, intelligent girl.
Sweet and intelligent. Well, if you met our family, you would know that they're all good people. They love to have a good time, and sometimes they can be stern, but it's always in a good way or for a good reason.
Important.
Yeah, it's not. It's either to protect you or teach you. It's not. They don't just fly off the handle and just argue and yell. It's because it's a reason, but it's to protect you or to teach you something. So we get to the reunion, and luckily we're early as far as that goes because they have a burn ban going on. So everyone's planning on cooking out, have an open fire, hot dogs, that kind of thing. But then we get there and there's oh, cousin's laughing.
Did you say luckily there's a burn ban?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Unluckily, there's a burn ban.
All their preparations were based around having a fire. And then they get there, and that day, a burn ban went into effect. So, plan B.
Plan B. That's us, plan B. And so we're the closest family who's there. And so, and we volunteer. We said, well, we can go get our electric skillet I mean, our out. I mean, it's an indoor barbecue, which a friend of ours actually gave that to us, so that we could cook indoor and with electric instead of with propane all the time.
It's like a countertop grill.
And yeah, so we got to bring that back out. We grabbed some other things that we may need out there: spatula, grill scrapers. It's kind of like just grabbing what you can for just thinking about what you might need.
Because most of the little cabins like that come with the basic necessities, so it was unexpected that they didn't have any of that stuff. But it was good. We were close enough by.
Yeah, so we shoot off, we go home, we pick everything up, and we come straight back. And was anybody there at that time?
Yes, yes, there was more there because we brought them to the picnic tables out there at the.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think so. I think it was just us for a little bit till around 5. I think people started
The second time.
coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're setting the grill up and getting electricity. We're under the pavilion area. I haven't seen the cake yet. The cake is still hidden. There's a story with that cake. There's a story with that cake. And so she said they saved the first day. Yay, we saved the first day. We went home and grabbed all of the things that we could, what we thought we would need out there, pots and pans and things like that. And when we got back, we got our cousin said, because the 2 young ones were there, and they were saying, tell him or talk to him, and she goes, can you explain about Bigfoot and everything? And the friend of the family, the young one, the friend of the family,
He's also become family.
yeah, but we're trying not to say the names and everything, but the friend of the family, although we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if it's okay. But the friend of the family who came with Izzy, since it's already been said,
Yeah.
she said that she had seen something one time. And we don't know if she's told anybody else or not, but when she told us, we said, well, that could have been a rake, or some Bigfoots are hairless. I mean, hairless. Mm-hmm. And so, it was it kind of looked like she just kind of felt relieved that,
Because a lot of people will mock you when you try to tell them the things that you see. And so there's always that moment of hesitation. If I tell them, are they going to laugh at me? They're going to tell me it's my imagination. Mm-hmm. And we've seen too much. We know too much. We believe you.
And like our cousin, she knows what we do. Mm-hmm. A lot of people in this channel know what we do. So if you've seen something and heard something, like a lot of interviews that we have, they know to come here because we know exactly what you're talking about, and we can help you with the answers. So we're sharing, and this is for the new book, but we're going to share some. We're showing these little. Oops, sorry, I want to do it in front of me. We're showing the illustrations, the drop-in pops, and the spikes, and how the Bigfoots will hide behind the trees, and even the 2 feet right there of how they get closer to the tree, and the bottoms will be dark. Some of the weapons that they'll be using, some of the structures on what they and how they look like. This is the structure one. And also how they'll hide in the trees and blend in. You'll see that dark figure. And, all this information we're putting in front of the children and saying, this is what this is, this is what this is. And then, how did it come that we get to, they asked if we could go walk around and just look at a few things.
But even from where we were sitting there at that picnic table, the way the campground is set up, there's cabins, there's places where people camp, and then there's a river that runs right next to it. And sitting at the pavilion, and there's a stage and a pavilion, one cabin there, closer to basically overlooking the water, but you can see huge bows, much larger than this. Just from sitting at those tables, we just point and we say, "Look, there's 2 bows over there."
And the young ones
alongside of the river.
were pointing and saying, "Is that one? Is that one?"
Mm-hmm.
And
They
so
were soaking it up.
So we got the opportunity to do a walk around real quickly with the young
want to be
ones.
out after dark.
Yeah, and plus it was about time to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to get back, and so we made it back before dark, but we took them down to the river, and down through the river there's bowls, there's breaks, there's pull downs. But these 2 young ones are pointed out. There's one. There's one. There's one. That one looks like Bigfoot had pulled that one down. We're showing pathways. We're showing embankment blinds.
They had absorbed everything in these illustrations just that quickly.
That quickly. They were picking it up. It was like,
and you'll hear it.
And footprints, as
yeah.
my cousin is saying. She says she was actually our niece on the hubby side. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, and footprints. We were showing the footprints and the impressions. But they had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's more to it, but
we could see where the clamshells were being busted open all down there, where they were feeding down there.
But these 2 young ones had some great questions, and they're ahead of the ball game, I guess you would say.
They're ahead of now. They know more than
most of the Bigfoot channels.
Bigfoot channels and groups. Honestly, no joke, no shade. We want the other ones to catch up to these children at least.
Yeah, catch up to the children. And if the children, if children know more than you, find out where they found that information. Because now they know what to look for. They know about shadow language. They know about translucent viewing. And
children just pay attention more for the most part. If their nose isn't in the phone, they notice what's around them. They're also lower, so they notice a lot of things that the grown-ups don't. So if you ask your children, especially when this book comes out with these illustrations, it'll make it easier. But have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen that? And they'll say, "Oh yeah, there was one over here. There's one over there." And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
And then you explain to them what it is. So that was going down the river and going to the left. We went down the bank and to the left and explored that side. And
just a lot tracked.
Yeah, very, very quick scout. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was in the afternoon. The evening time was coming, and we didn't want to be out there too late. And also that we had more family members coming in, so we had to make it back in.
In that time just before dark, dusk and dawn are 2 of the most dangerous times as far as predator Bigfoot activity. Also the middle of the night, but that time change, dusk and dawn. And
so now it's getting dark, so we're all up at the pavilion. Other family members are there, and I didn't record all the conversation, which I should have, because maybe not all of the conversations. But we had a great time, and I want to share just a little bit of the conversations that we were having, because we're reminiscing, and these are the older ones, or the elders of the family, talking about when we were kids. And this is just a little bit. I mean, I didn't get all of it, and I wish I did, because there were some,
happy, funny family.
Yeah.
Just a joy to be around.
Everyone had great stories, and it was always around our grandmother, our Grandma Ethel. She was always taking care of all the kids, and we loved going over. And I used to, leave my house or my father's house at, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'd walk through the kind of, it used to be a garden, but the grass grew up, kind of like a pasture kind of thing. And I would go to her house and climb in the bed.
We do not recommend this.
No, not now, especially not now.
Things have changed.
But I would crawl in the bed, and I'd go to sleep, and for a while, everybody would wake up, and I'd be gone. The door would be open or unlocked, and But after a while, they kind of figured that
I
if
was
I'm
over
not at the
there at
house,
Grandma's
I'm
again.
at grandma's. So let me. We want to share this with you. It's just a few talks that we have. I wish I did record the rest, but this is how our family was when we were kids. We were talking, just a few stories. I wish I got more, but let me share this with you.
But you were also just enjoying the time.
Yeah, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to record, I was just
Yeah.
enjoying and reminiscing and laughing. And
Missed everybody.
yeah, it was good seeing everybody. And thank you, Carla, for pulling the
Very
family.
much.
Pulling the family back together. We needed that. And I'm glad we're going to have more. But let me play this for you, and you just enjoy this real fast. It's a blessing to have a family like this together. Just some real quick talks for you to hear us that evening.
When we moved back there from your aunt, and I was skateboard city kid, moved out there, and there's nothing there, Finley. So I found this old cooler there, meat cooler. It had all these bottles in it. And those bottles were worth 10 cents a piece at that store up there. But I could only carry like 4 of them at a time. And found this crate, wooden crate, and I took that crate and I set it on my skateboard and right up the highway. Grandma asked me, "You know where those bottles went?"
Eating a push-up.
That's the angel. I used to get up early, and watch Grandma cook. And Jackie and them would get up, and they'd come in there, and she goes, "Oh, first one up here, have this little biscuit." Gave Jackie this little biscuit.
She said, "I heard what you did with my pigs."
Yeah.
I've been watching you.
My chicken's at. No, I think somebody must have told her something bad about it because she believed it.
I didn't know Grandma gave spankings.
Andy and Dad used to always get me in the middle of their stuff, and one day Andy asked me if I want to go fishing. I was like, "Yeah, I want to go fishing." All right, well, they'll tell your dad you want to go to the store and get a snack, and we'll go fishing. So they both loaded up, and we went to the store. They let me pick out a snack, pick out a drink, get off the register, and both of them get the, "You got your wallet?" "I got my wallet." I'm like, "I'm picking my snack." They told that story every single time.
Bud and Eddie used to sleep a long time.
They still do.
Grandma was like, "Quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Those boys are sleeping." "Grandma, we've been up for 4 hours." Granny came out one time, and we had that big old mulberry tree out there. We were up there picking mulberries. My feet were crawling around that tree. And she said, "Don't eat those mulberries, they got worms on them." And I was like, look at them, like, there is worms on them. They only ate like 10 pounds on them.
Yeah, usually when they said that, it was too late.
And she'd come out there and catch those chickens and she'd go,
Oh, yeah.
and then a headless chicken would go running across it. It's like a friend come from college once, planning and you guys know him. Grandma was gonna make us chicken.
Glenn said, well, let's go to town, buy it for us. She's got it. Come on, let's go buy it. So where is that one? He took
I used to try to get up
My princess.
with Granny while she made her biscuits. I could never get up with Granny. I mean, never. I'd get up and be like, yes, yes, and she'd already have them done.
Well, probably it was like 11.
Remember they used to get together and play some
Cards
cards.
all
What would
night
they,
long.
what would they play?
Pitch or something.
Kids.
Pitch.
Anybody know how to play that?
I thought that was always.
It'd be, it'd be, below zero. You kids go outside
Yeah.
at nighttime.
Oh, and if you would have heard the rest of the stories and we're country kids.
Yeah.
So country kids get into a lot of mischief. It's finding things to do. I mean, kids today, they got the iPods and iPads. And back then, you found something to do, and sometimes it wasn't recommended. Some of the things we did, and it was just good sharing those stories and letting the youth hear those stories of how great we were at that time.
Yes, how fast Jerry was.
How well behaved we were. There are some stories that we talked about that I wish we had on here. I was just enjoying.
Next year we just set a recorder.
Yeah.
Just a audio.
I was just enjoying seeing everybody again and just listening to the stories. And it wasn't until wait, I should record some of this,
Y'all couldn't recognize his laugh, could you?
I might have been you might have heard my laugh in there once or twice. But, it was a good time, and we had dinner together. And when we got together, we all held hands when we prayed. I think Kenneth led the prayer that night, and we had to part. There was people who already had their cabins and everything, and I believe some people were going to tent, or they tented the next night. But we were close in the area, and so we got to come on back to the house. And I hope next year that we could have the houses open, that our families open the houses up, get everything ready for the families that come in, just to take the young ones to each house. And say, and I know our grandmother's house is not there anymore, but we can still go there and say, this is where grandmother's house was. There used to be a tree right here. We used to all climb that tree. We used to all fall out of that tree.
Climb up that tree to get away from wild things.
Well, we could talk. We could take where the old cabin used to be, where the hog pens were, and where some of those stories that we didn't record, but some of those stories, we can take the young ones to those locations, take them to the houses and say, this is where the uncles, the fathers, the aunts, the uncles all stayed. This is where we played. I think that would be great, and we're more willing to house, the family. It'd be so good just to, even after hours, you can just sit back and relax and just still talk and have a good time in a safe area. But I hope that we can kind of work something out like that for next year. It's always great seeing the family. So we had to retire for the night, everyone. And we made sure that, when everybody left, we all left together. Everybody went to their cabins together. Nobody was left out there. Everybody departed at the same time. So the next morning, we're going to be able to be with our family in the morning, but in the afternoon, we have to go back to the other, or family two, let's say family two, because this is when we would expect the most activity. And there was another brother, or the eldest brother, that we had talked to. And again, he don't know us. He only knows the stories of his younger brother and his mother. And the family has still yet to meet us. So, and I think they were kind of iffy.
Yeah, who are these people?
Yeah, who
Why
are
did
these?
you tell them to come here? We had already tracked with the mother on an earlier track a certain section, and she'd spent enough time with us to be comfortable with us and to know us. But some of the
family
other
didn't
family
know.
members, and
Yeah.
for good reason, you know,
Yeah.
we actually think that's good that they're
Yeah.
very careful and protective of their family.
So in the morning, we get there for breakfast. And as soon as we walk
At
in,
Reunion 1.
Reunion 1. So as soon as we get there, breakfast they've already started on this day.
Yeah.
And they're waiting, and we're pulling up, and first thing my other cousin says is, "Where were you?" At 7:03, we heard a howl, and it carried on like, whoa. And the same areas that we were tracking, the same areas that we were seeing these pull downs and everything. He said it carried on for a little while, and they're not real close to the river, but they're also inside a cabin. But they're hearing the howl from that distance.
Right at daybreak.
Right at daybreak. Exactly like we're talking about, daylight and twilight. So he's explaining that, and I was like, and of course we knew he didn't record it, but we still said, "Did you record it?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "It caught, it was like
Caught 'em
7:03."
off guard.
Yeah, 7:03. He wasn't expecting it, which nobody would be really, not even us, because there's so much activity going on in that area right now. I mean, as far as people, coming in and out. So we got to talk with him about that, and he tells us a story of when he used to live in this area, because he's in another area now. But he was telling us when he used to hunt and everything, and we're going to share that story in just a little bit. But so we got to have breakfast with the entire family, and they cook everything you can think of.
Good cooks.
So this and we're going to share this also real fast with you, that when we pray, we're holding hands, we're sharing that energy, sharing the whole family. When you're holding hands, that energy goes around, and so we're all sharing and holding hands and thankful of our family coming back together, thankful of the time. So I want to play this real quick. It's only about a minute and a half, but it's my other cousin said the prayer for the evening meal, and my other cousin is going to say the prayer for the breakfast meal. So let me share this with you real fast. I just love sharing things like this with you. It'll be just a quick minute or so. So enjoy this, and we'll be right back.
Apples, bananas, cookies, whatever you want.
Okay.
There's trays, I can have milk.
No, it's not really easy.
Ready?
You want it?
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the air we breathe, the water we drink. Thank you for the food we share. This company, this family, that we eat like this one. We ask that you bless this food, the nourishment of our bodies. We ask that you bless the people who prepared it, supplied it. We ask for a good, safe, happy day. In Christ's name we pray.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Man, oh, look at all that food. Wow.
Oh, no.
I think they're ready. We were
He threw it back for me. I'm sorry, I missed it.
you aiming over showing me? I couldn't tell.
Oh, I dropped it actually.
Oh, okay. Very good.
All the way across there.
It's not.
Because our schools, there's something you call full English.
See that?
And if it's full English,
So we had a wonderful breakfast. Family was, there's more family, they're coming in. And so after breakfast, we're sitting there on the couch. It's a comfortable couch. It's a rented cabin, but it's still a comfortable couch. And the two young ones said, can we go tracking again? Or can we go look around
Wanted to
again?
learn more and see more.
And I said, well, you got to ask your mom first. And she turned around, she said, yeah, you can take them. And we said, okay, well, okay, then we'll go. But we also wanted to include the rest of the young ones. Which, was she outside?
No, she was. She's an observer. This is another young cousin, beautiful young lady. They're all just gorgeous. She kind of tucks back in the corner and just watches everybody.
She likes to watch. She's
and
like,
observes. She's older than the other two girls, and I love the way they all take care of each other, and they're just it's so nice. But anyway, we asked if she wanted to go this time as well. She wasn't.
she wasn't
We
there.
didn't see her until we got back the last time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so she got to go with us also. We're taking the whole group out, and it's just wonderful too. Just spending time with your family and getting to show them what to look for, to make them safer. So you need to know what this is, what this is, what this is, where you're going to find this, like the embankment blinds. We show them where these things were going to be found. But they're pinpoint. They're finding everything, taking pictures of everything.
And then there was another. Once we got outside, we're like, well, there's one more girl, one more cousin. I don't want to say young lady because they're not a lady until they're grown, right? But just another precious girl, and we sent the two younger girls to go get her,
Yeah.
make sure she's not left out, see if she wants to come along too. And they misunderstood which girl we meant, and so they asked a girl from a completely unrelated family that had been out playing with them previous.
And we're
So
like,
this other one just comes running
like-
back. We're like, whose kid is this? Or and we're thinking in our
and that kid's going, let
in
me
our
go
heads,
ask
and
my
we're going,
mama. Let me go.
we're we don't want to. If their parent comes along, that's different. But we didn't want to be responsible, and I'm sure their parent wouldn't want a stranger to them to be responsible for taking
Yeah.
their child off into the woods.
We said,
We didn't want to put ourselves or
we-
them in that kind
we
of
said
situation.
we was talking about.
So now there's a
Yeah.
little predicament, but thank goodness the mother came out and said, I felt kind of bad for the little girl, but the mother came out and said they actually had to go somewhere and do something. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. that
nothing
was-
against that little girl; she was precious too, but not part of the
not part of the
the
reunion.
family.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
family.
yeah.
And
So then they did we did find the other girl and her mama and
Mhm.
asked, right? That was this second trip? Yeah.
no, she just said, yeah,
Or
I'll
was
go.
it the afternoon? No, remember they both
They-
came with the dog, the
they-
mom and the daughter and the dog. Or was there three trips out there? It was a really long weekend, a lot of back and forth. 'Cause we didn't
But
do
anyway,
three trips.
we got all of them.
Yeah.
And so we're, and some of the other youth didn't come in until later that afternoon,
Mhm.
or right when we got back. But we got to go and do another scout with them.
This time we went right.
Yeah, this time, because last time we went down and went left. This time we're gonna go right, and we kind of let them kind of pick things out and
Mm-hmm.
what we're looking for. Find what we're looking for. And they're
They're
even
on
looking at the shells. They're looking at sticks. You know, they're
Yeah, we
they're
found
looking
the
at
sharpened
everything.
sticks in the sharpened
Everything.
sticks in the water, and that's one of the things we teach. If you will look, there, predator Bigfoot infested area, there will be sharpened sticks that have been picked at until they're good for gigging a frog or a fish. And if you look, sometimes they're sticking in the sand or the dirt, and you got to wiggle them. They'll look like they grow there, but they don't. You pull them up. They use them either way. They use them to poke into the ground to have a spear for the animals to impale themselves on, or the prey. But sometimes they're point down, so they just look like a broken off stick. So wiggle those sticks if you're out there in that area, and you will find some.
And we're also letting the youth know that it's not going to be where you can see really. It's going to be the blinds are going to be across the river. They're going to be in an area where at a different angle that's coming in that we're not able to see. So it's going to be on the other side at a different angle coming in. So we have to go find these things because they're hidden. But if you're in those areas, you're going to be able to see the camp. You're going to be able to see people, where everything's at. We were talking about embankment blinds, how they're going to be underneath the trees, and if there was water there, you wouldn't see these things. But the trees that are hanging at the end, underneath those roots, is where they build tunnels, and we found a couple of those. But these young ones are and I want to thank you again, Carla, for letting them go to learn and to see all this that they needed to see. Because it's kind of hard to explain it, but if you can see it, if you're there looking at it, then you know exactly what to look for in another location. And so, but we also have to go back to the other reunion for the evening, because we also need to talk with the other elder. And we also need to track with him so that he also sees what we're talking about, because one brother knows, but the other brother hadn't been shown yet. So that would also, they all have to see exactly what we're talking about. And that stream also is Training by the Fire. It's on the YouTube channel now. We put it out yesterday. And we'll put this one out also afterwards. But we always hold it until we do the stream, and then we put things out afterwards. But so they're cooking brisket, and they got a smoker going by the time we get
Because
back.
they can't have an open fire, but the people offered a giant enclosed smoker.
So they're getting the fire going and getting the temperature ready. And I don't know if they used it. They might have took it to the house and used the oven.
Like a turkey roaster.
But they're talking, and they're talking. It's going to be a big brisket. They got 2, I think, or something,
3.
or something like that. There's going to be plenty of brisket. And I'm talking with my cousin. I'm going, well, we have to go to this other location and help this other family. And we can only be here till about 1:30. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. We'll save you some brisket.
Let's back this story up. Tell the story about when he had told us earlier the night before, the story about what was a pork loin, or it was some kind of prime rib. I don't know. It was some kind of meat that he had prepared, and he was all ready to eat it. But then he got called out to plow somewhere. And remember that story?
Yeah.
That's what makes this one funnier.
So he's talking about how they're cooking some, I think it's spare ribs. And, he's, it's getting ready to be good, time to eat. But he also, he's in a position of authority in his town that he's at. So he gets called out, and he's going to have to go help push snow and stuff and help the people in that community. So he has to go out and do that for the whole community of the town. And there's people out there also helping. But they're sending him pictures, of the pork loin and how good it is, and
that he'd gotten ready, that he prepared.
That he
was looking forward to that.
He was looking forward to it, and
it's okay. We'll save you some.
They said they'll save him some, and I think they showed him a picture of the last rib, which they ate also. So when he got back, he's like, he said, next time I'm just going to take that whole thing with me if I got to go out again, and bring it back, and then we're going to cook it when I get back because they ate it all.
Jerry said next time just bank that snow up around all of them and then send them pictures from the restaurant.
Yeah. And I think he's
But
going
it was
to.
funny because he told that story the night before when he assured us.
Yeah, when he assured us, he said, there'll be plenty of brisket and I will make sure you have some and we'll set some back for you. So we're like, okay, that sounds good. And then all day we're thinking about that brisket. Oh my God. We're thinking he's a great cook. I mean, I would say chef.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So
He
it's going
knows
to be
what
tender.
it feels like to be promised.
He knows what that promise feels like. So we're thinking this brisket's going to be so good, and he's my cousin, so I'm thinking we're going to get a big slab about this big.
Maybe just a whole brisket.
Maybe just a whole brisket
Just
by
for
ourselves,
us.
just for us. And so we're talking, telling more stories, and other families showing up, and we get to give them hugs and everything. And then we said, we got to go. We got to go, me and the other family, and we got to help out over there. And my family they don't bat an eye. They're like, okay, because they know what we do, and
Very sweet.
they wished us well. And we said, well, we'll be back. Brisket tomorrow, breakfast. Well, that breakfast, we're having brisket. That's what we're looking for. And that kept us going all night. I mean, just the thought of that brisket in the morning.
He brought it up 25 times.
If that. And we were just thinking, oh, I can't wait to get there in the morning. There's going to be brisket waiting. It's just going to be, and it's going to be set aside for us. So, it's going to be so good because, they're cooking a big
Cooked
breakfast.
with love.
Cooked with love. And there's going to be plenty of brisket. And so we show up for breakfast that next morning. And he goes, well, what happened was.
And we knew.
And we knew as soon as he started off.
We put our fork and our knife down.
Put it down. Took our napkin off.
We said, where's our pans?
Give us our pans back. And there was a promise there.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Makes a good story.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want.
We were glad a lot more family members had showed up.
Yeah, it was good.
So the food can only stretch so far.
Yeah, and
So
I'm sure it was
you
very
snooze,
good.
you lose.
And that's how the family goes
It's
too.
okay. We're glad they're having a good time. We were glad they were having a good time.
And we're glad they all had brisket. And we hadn't had brisket in a while.
Yeah, we still haven't.
And we still haven't. We still haven't. We could have. But so we understand his story about those spare ribs and not getting
Intensely.
some. So now we both have a story.
Yeah.
So if he ever brings that story up again, I'll say,
You lost the right to that story.
there is another story you're not telling here. But it was very good seeing family, and we got to share.
And we still had a wonderful breakfast.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Good.
And they cooked up everything. Yeah. And
when we first got there, they weren't awake the second day because they'd been up late eating brisket.
They were.
So we walked back and forth on the. We actually were trying to walk quiet, and we were collecting some of our things because this was the last chance we were going to get to be there. So we needed to be loading stuff into the truck, camp chairs and things like that. And I guess we shuffled back and forth up their deck enough times that it woke them up.
They got
started cooking.
We said, "You awake?" They're like, yeah. We're awake. I said, "Oh, okay."
Didn't mean to bother you.
Yeah. We come through the door and say, "Hey, how about that brisket?" Woo! All right. Well. When we heard that,
we looked at each other.
we like, well, I'm thinking we're not going to have brisket this morning.
But we did have some fantastic sausage and eggs. And
Sausage
the
and
whole
eggs
setup,
and
leftovers
everything. And
Great beans.
there's a
refried
story.
beans.
The second day we didn't have gravy. The first day we did have gravy. My cousin's
Oh,
my
don't-
cousin
don't do
my
it.
cousin's
Don't
going.
do it.
My
Don't
cousin's
do it.
going. He's about to tell the gravy story. He's about to tell it. I'm not going to, but it's a great, funny story. And we want to also thank you for caring enough for us to cook or make that
Yeah.
gravy for us at that time.
Yeah, really.
Now, I said that also to my cousin. I was thanking her for cooking that gravy or making that gravy for us. All of us kids, and she's just a little
She was
older
just
than
a
us.
little kid, yeah.
Yeah, she's just a little older than us, and
Grown people have trouble making gravy.
and I was thanking her. My other cousin goes, "Well, I don't know if I could really thank her right now." And you just have to understand the family.
Just a funny family story
They always
that she
got.
takes with good humor.
So now, also, we didn't get any cake, but there is cake left over, and so let me pull this up real fast.
It was delicious cake.
Let's see where I got it here. Oh, where's
And-
it? Right here. Now, you see how well that cake looks?
Cousin's gonna be like, "Why you gotta pick on me? Why you gotta pick on me?"
Okay, I'm gonna leave that story out too. It was an accident that happened.
Cake still tasted the same. and it
Cake
was
still
delicious.
tasted the same.
They-
It was still wonderful.
No.
It was very good.
By the time we didn't even see the,
Yeah, we didn't
we
know
we
what
got
happened.
to what was left of the cake as far as being eaten. Everyone had eaten.
There was plenty of cake
But
left,
there's
but no
plenty of cake
brisket.
left, and it was delicious with the coffee that they also made for every morning.
Yeah, but there wasn't no brisket, but there was plenty of cake.
Plenty of cake. Then there was the delicious cookies that the girls made.
And I think they all ate too much brisket because there was still cake left.
Could be.
And
And then her husband made
that brisket made them all full.
the refried beans and his secret ingredient because they were really the
Yeah.
best refried beans I've ever tasted.
Yeah, and the salsa
He
that
said
he
he put a
made.
little bit of maple in them. I'd have never thought of that.
Oh wow!
And
Very
roasted
good.
garlic.
We're actually going to have some of that in just a little while because we were thawing it
We
out.
brought some out.
Because
Yeah,
we brought some of
took
that
home.
home. But so everybody was full from the brisket. They didn't eat all the cake, which, if they would have eased off the brisket, they would have, the cake wouldn't have been there. So
We're thankful for the cake.
we love the cake. And
No, we're thankful for everything. It was a great time.
and the cake was bought and brought
Very sweet.
out of love. So love for the family. So,
We're just glad nobody got hurt.
yeah, fighting for the brisket. But it was a wonderful, wonderful time. But for us, the important part was showing the young ones what to look for to keep them safer. And even those young ones can teach their friends, or even, if they do see something out there, at least they know what to report to their parents and how they can help other people already just by learning what they needed to see out there. Because if you don't know what you're looking at, it just looks, and if you hadn't been out in the forest or
Even if you have been and nobody's just actually put that pattern together for you or taught you, because there's been so many hunters like the brother we talked to last night has been hunting his whole life. You don't expect that there's something that cunning out there that's
and that tree's
setting traps
laid over for a
everything.
reason.
Yeah, and if it's always been that way and it always looked that way in your lifetime, you just don't know until someone tells you.
And but also with the brother, once we did get to scout with him in that evening,
Reunion 2.
yeah, reunion 2, he put it together as a hunter because he is a hunter. And when he put it together, he goes, it makes perfect sense. The way they're hunting, the way they're setting the the traps up, where they're putting the blinds, why this bow is here.
And then he started saying, and there's, oh yeah, and thinking and remembering other things around there.
And but once he put it together, and then we went to the fire after that and talked with them, and that was on last night's stream. But we're also only able to have breakfast with our family because we also made a commitment to God that we will be at church at 11 o'clock. And so we got to, give our family last minute hugs, and our entire family head leaders of each family group have this book. We made sure every family head of the household had this book. We wanted to make sure they read it, that they understood. And if you've got this book, you understand it's an easy read, but the information in here is priceless. And it's the only information, the only place you're going to find that information.
And every one of them, when we were talking, had their own experiences, or someone they knew had directly had experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Not one person was mocking. Everyone took it serious.
And that was wonderful, and just a breath of fresh air.
At both places.
Yeah. You're right. And so what we need to do right now is we're going to go through the comments, and then we're going to show you one of the last videos. And then we have one more quick video after that, because we still have to do our due diligence and still do our upkeep around these areas. And we're going to show you what we did after church, but today. But we want to catch up with the comments, and then we want to show you the video of when we took the young ones out. There's no pictures of them, but you'll hear the voices, the questions, and things like that. And let's get to those comments, and then we'll be showing that video in just a second.
And Carla says she was actually our niece on hubby's side. Okay. Yeah, we knew she had become a part of the family, but just didn't realize that she was already a part of the family. Precious girl, Precious, and you'll hear her in this video too.
All right.
Another beautiful kid. SMA
Mommy
says, beautiful memories. Thank you for sharing, Jerry and Tracker E. Love the open house idea. A walk down memory lane.
Yeah, just to show where we used our stomping grounds, where we got in trouble and everything. Well,
it wasn't all about getting in trouble.
Yeah, I never got a spanking, so others did. I hear. Judy's laughing about the brisket. Yeah, that brisket. Never mind.
Carla says the brisket was so yummy.
Hey. She did. Look at it.
I take back all this defense.
She probably has.
Go on and tell the cake story.
Oh, okay. Let's tell the gravy story now. Yeah, let me put that up. She said the brisket was so Oh.
Judy's laughing.
We're gonna have to get 2 or 3 briskets next time.
Cube says we have brisket here too in Australia. It can be beef from venison, deer, or buffalo from the Northern Territory. Unfortunately, I've never had it. I'm thinking I need to, LOL.
Well, when you venture over here for next year's tracker meet and greet, we will have a brisket. And I know War Chief.
Lord willing, we'll have a brisket.
Lord willing. We'll have one, but I know War Chief will know exactly how to cook.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Let's see. And Judy Wheeler is here saying hello.
Glad you're here, Judy.
Glad you're here, Judy.
She says you're making me hungry.
Yeah, I was thinking about that brisket all the way. But breakfast was great, and I got to have cake in the morning. Did you have cake too?
Yes.
And then Izzy had some.
And it was half chocolate, half vanilla.
Yeah.
Which was neat.
And Izzy had some. She made
great
some
cookies.
Macadamia nut and some. I want to say M&M.
That was it.
But I think someone ate all the M&M
Yeah,
cookies because
Yeah.
there's more
yeah,
macadamia.
we heard about the M&M.
We heard about them.
We heard about the wonderful M&M cookies.
and the brisket. But I get to see the
SMA
family.
Mommy says, the book opens your eyes to things that have surrounded you your whole life. What a great gift to give your family.
Thank you, SMA Mommy. Yeah, and yeah, we made sure the entire family got the book. It's got a lot of information, and out there, we hope that y'all get the book also. You can find it on Amazon, or you can also order it through us.
SMA Mommy's laughing, and then she says, I'm sure it all tasted awesome. It did. Everything we ate was delicious.
Yeah. It
And
was,
everything we didn't eat was delicious.
yeah, and everything, yeah, from what we
Loris-
understand, everything was just, the brisket was very yummy from what we understand.
Lord, that's from what Carla says.
From what Carla says. She
Tracker-
probably had 2 or 3
Tracker
helpings,
Tracker
right?
Lorna says, thank you for sharing your family stories, beautiful memories, and teaching and helping others.
We love doing it. I mean, we actually got to see our family and teach the young ones and some of the adults. But they had some of their own stories about their encounters and things that went on.
And one of the things I said when we were leaving is you can tell the parents are all just really good parents.
Really good people.
And it reflects in those children.
And our grandma had a big
Influence.
on all of us.
You could tell that. There was a lot of talk about grandma.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Cube says, oh yes, I'm looking forward to it. I know War Chief will
Make it to perfection. Yeah, War Chief will.
Night Stars is with us.
Night Stars. Oh, good that you're here.
Okay, we're caught up on comments.
SMA Mommy and everyone saying hello to Night Stars. We're caught up on comments. So now we're going to show you the tracking video that we did with the young ones. And you're going to hear their voices. They're going to be asking questions, pointing things out. And these are young ones. And these young ones already know more than some of those Bigfoot channels out there.
Than most.
But I would say 99% of them, these young ones, know more than those Bigfoot channels out there. So,
And one thing I liked too, when we said, so now you can teach your friends what to be aware of, but don't get upset if they don't believe you or don't mock you. Just let that roll off.
Yeah. Not everybody's
And I
gonna
liked
listen.
what Izzy said. She said, I don't care what people, something along the lines of, I don't care what people think. I don't care if people, and I love that confidence. And that's what we all need.
And also that we're teaching our family. We're teaching our young ones, they're going to be with us for a long time.
They'll be teaching
those other channels who are saying it might be this and it could be this, or that some are good, some are bad. We didn't say that to our youth. We didn't say it to our family. We said these things are predators. They hunt, they eat, they consume. And if they're around, they're going to have these signs, these traps, these blinds, these pull downs. That's how you know, these bows. We let our family know what to look for, and that these things are predators, and they will stalk and they will hunt people. They'll do things to the wildlife, to the livestock, to pets, things like that. We showed them.
Just honest with them.
We showed them the illustrations. We went over that with them.
People that tell their children there's no such things as monsters are lying.
They're lying. And some of those other Bigfoot channels or groups, I mean, we're not a Bigfoot channel or we're a tracker channel, but this is out there. Mm-hmm. And so we're honest and we tell the truth, and we also tell the truth to our own family.
So they can prepare.
So they can be safe out there.
Warned and avoid danger zones.
But those other channels who are doing the things that we would never do, they're endangering a lot of people, because some people will look at those channels and try to go out and do the same things, make the same mistakes, which can cost them.
Or even examples like, let's say the child forgets their duty is trash, which to begin with, we say don't put the trash out anyway until it is trash day. But for the ones that send, a parent might get home and the child didn't put the trash out that day. So they'll send them out after dark to teach them a lesson. Well, that's a lesson that they may not be able to recover from.
Yeah.
So they send them out to go put
And
the
there's
trash
so
in the
many-
dark.
There's so many stories of people disappearing in the
Mhm.
backyard or
Mhm.
taking trash out. They didn't come back in. And then you got search teams out there who are not looking for the tracks. They're thinking someone drove up out of, out of the blue and took them. But
Or-
there's tracks.
Yeah.
And
Or not listening to the children when they tell them, I saw a hairless, creepy thing out there. I saw some kind of monster. They're not listening. Or a hairy, creepy thing. Parents have to listen.
Cubaner says the other Yowie channels, and Yowie is what you would call a Bigfoot over in Australia. And Cubaner is a tracker over there. He says the other Yowie channels here know nothing of any sort of value. They and their followers are fodder to the predator, sadly.
Yes, they actually banned him from saying the word bow,
Which they see all over the place.
and it's a trap. They banned him from saying, because we also talk about a lot of these things. Also, predatory humans use some of these same methods. Predators are predators. They use the same kind of thing, and they banned him from saying that humans could be predators. They banned him from saying that these things are predators. It's just ridiculous.
And
Stakes are too high.
And there's a big thing of trying to even. There's some saying that they're not real. The other ones are saying that they're real, but they're nice. And the other ones are saying that you can communicate with them. But all that is to get closer to those people, to consume them, capture them, and do other things to them.
They also banned him from and we do notice this, that a lot of them that are super anti everything that we teach are atheists. And a lot of these people are atheists. They banned him also from talking about the spiritual armor, and that these things respond to prayer. Like they
Rebuking too.
Yeah. A normal animal is not going to do that. These things also have a spiritual aspect to them, and it's not a good spirit.
And it's under spiritual law.
And then he says that the same person that laid out all these rules, again, and there were several of them, but the main one also goes out drunk and goes out Yowie searching drunk and offering beer to the predators.
That's he won't be
And
doing
he's
that
trying to-
too.
No, and he's trying to warn them not to do that, and they don't want to hear it. So, shake the dust off your feet and keep moving. In regards to this too. SMA Mommy says that is absolutely sickening. I'll make sure to come follow your channel.
Thank you, SMA.
Cube says you can communicate with Yowie with bullets and arrows.
That's right. They understand that. That means we don't want any communication with you. We want you out of our area. We want you away from our children, away from our pets.
Yeah.
We don't want any predators around. So let's go on a track.
Yeah.
All right. So this is us having the opportunity to teach family members and getting to spend a little time, getting to know the family again. So let's enjoy this track, and we'll be right back.
Coyote. And so then Kyle started hollering. And then before we got heated up, Sarah came with a piece of what?
Yeah, okay.
Listen to the very first time.
Okay, so let me know.
And then the rest. And then just all over around everywhere. And never could see one. Never could see a coyote or anything. And so we sat there and listened, and he was like, "What is that?"
Who was that?
Jalen,
Oh, Jalen. Okay, yeah.
Jonathan's son.
Yeah.
And so we sat there and waited and kept listening to it.
What is that?
And I mean, it was dark by this time. And he's like, we need to go back. I said, well, just wait a little bit longer. I can still see through my scope out across the field. And, all right. So it did it a couple more times, and then it quit doing it. And then just the coyotes hollering. And so we walked back over there, and it was probably, I mean, it wasn't that far. It was probably only like from here to that pavilion thing down there we was at last night, where the river was. And so we walked back down to that, and those guys were down, came back already, and they were shining flashlights up all over the place. Like it was cool to see what they're doing. And we didn't have flashlights, we had a phone, so I turned my phone off and we walked over there. We stood there above them and watched them, and he said, no, I'm not going back up there, you go back, you go look, I'm not going, you go. And they hollered for us a couple of times, we stood up on top of that bank watching them. So then finally, we walked down there, and I scared him a little, and he goes, yeah, he said, I went to the top there, and I was gonna see where you guys were at, and I said, yeah, we were just straight across there. You can probably basically see us because that field should have outlined us there, and he's like, because I couldn't see anything, he said, I got to the top, and something over to the side of me started making a lot of noise and then growled. Did you hear that other thing? And I said, yeah, that's what I was telling Jalen. He was like, what is that? I said, yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Don't believe it? Now you do.
Now you do.
Sure ain't.
Like so, it looks like Bigfoot tried to knock
Push
that
it
tree
over.
down.
Yeah.
Push it over all the way. Yeah. Those are
And
pretty
a lot of
tricky.
times they'll walk in the water to hide their tracks also. And they'll poop in the water so people don't find that.
See this one over here too?
Ooh, that's such a good view.
There.
Yep, that one's pulled down too. And see how you can sit up there? And we're looking at the discoloration, like the green and the dark green. So those dark green ones would be what we're looking for. Because it's darker than dark, or
Is that a good camera?
see, this is kind of like what we're looking for.
Yeah.
The darker one. And they will use that color.
I hear someone. Yeah, somebody's coming probably.
They probably said, I guess it's okay, everybody's going down there.
I mean, y'all are professionals, right?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be like this.
The water
They have had a log or something moved out of it.
That's not supposed to be like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll also dig further. You know, like even squirrels and things that they can get out of the water too. They have big bodies and they need a lot of energy. Like these crabs, yeah. If they left, they would come up.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that too.
Yep, sure is.
It's got all that bank up under the. So when you're walking above, you've got to be real careful too that you don't accidentally step into one of these holes from the top side. It might look like it's moved over the top of this. It's a good idea to have like a walking stick you can poke. You got to poke really close to the edge.
And y'all see these, all this?
Oh yeah.
I remember we said
A lot of them been here. I think it's just
we said that there would
Yes.
be embankment blinds.
Yeah.
Remember we called it
We do the picture of the embankment blind. That's what we're
up
talking
there.
about.
Yeah.
And even the way these two branches right here are unnaturally leaning up, everything else is going that way, but there's those two like that. It's a V branch, but it's been cut there. And a lot of times down in this kind of area, you'll find sharpened sticks, and that's what they're digging the frogs or the fish with. Shooting them.
And even like these, they're all bent over, so very good blinds for them to sit in.
So you wouldn't want to come play down in any of this area.
I'm joking.
There's another one up there.
Like, there's like trees like falling. Oh yeah, there's like this whole bunch of people
Mm-hmm.
Don't get too close to the water, but you get stuck in.
They're digging, look at all this, they're digging up and eating.
Yeah, and these trees are all pulled down.
Look at the, see up
And
on the road?
there's one up there, that tree right there.
Pull down, how it's been split down. And when the wood on the trunk, you see how it's lighter? The lighter it is, the newer the break is.
I have a question. If any kids would any kids go with y'all and do this, or they're too scared?
And if you stand behind it, no one would see you from that side.
You can watch a good section of the river. They can also go up higher.
And what we call a bridge is a tree that's laid over a ravine or a creek or a waterway. So here we have it right here.
Wow, that's a big grapevine.
Now, anyone could walk across that. Any animal could walk across that. But on the other side is going to be a trap. And on this side, there's a trap. Like this tree is a trap, a blind. But on that side also, there's going to be another trap just like this.
Yeah, I can see how they pulled that part of the tree off.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it shouldn't grow like that.
Yeah, they're taking over this area.
And the Bigfoots will sit here and watch that road or that pasture. But they got real good cover here. Nobody will ever see them from that other road and that clearing. But they're going to sit right in there. Yeah, and they pull all those stickers up. The stickers shouldn't be like that or wrapped around and coming back down. If they're going to go up, they're going to go up. Or if they're going to go down, they're going to go down. And here's another one. See how this tree is bowed over right here and pulled down? Huh? Yeah. And even from this side, it's even more hidden. Yeah, I still don't even see y'all really.
Did you get pictures from the inside also?
Yeah. And you can see where something's been sitting here and there. There's always a way in. Like you would have to come along this right side, come out, then come back like a circle. And then there's a like a open spot here.
Oh my gosh, they use wires to tie these branches together right here.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is sick. This is cool.
So you can
Watching whatever comes down here.
so you can come out there, then come back in this way.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go back.
Yeah, and then we'll go back.
Okay, so that was the track that we got to go on with the family to show them what to look for. And even with the, let me make sure I got this here. We was also talking about the bridges, and we talked about where we're going to find them, the pull downs, the embankment blinds, and the youth got to see all this out there. This is also, that road was also where you heard the story in the beginning of the howls and the calls and the yipping. That was that same area, but it was like he's saying it's across the way. And he was talking about it's not that far from where they were that they're hearing all this stuff. And it made them a little nervous out there. But they're all safe. They all got back safe that time also. And we didn't go too far. We just went far enough just to show them that you're going to find these things right in these areas. It was a good training time, a good teaching tool. And these are great teaching tools. And we'll have this book out soon, the visuals, so it's a lot easier. So unless you're out there or have watched this channel for a while, that you will be able to see these blinds or the embankment blinds, bows, pull downs, everything that you need to know.
And the camera never captures what it's like being under the canopy of one of these things. It's basically a room surrounded by brush.
Yeah, some of those places you couldn't see just from that sticker, you know, and you could tell it's unnatural the way it is. It's not. It wouldn't, and especially when we was growing up as kids, that stuff was never in these areas. But it has encroached in the area since 2020. There's a lot more of these things in the area. so much that we have to track almost every week or every 2 weeks in just this area alone, just to let these things know that we're paying attention, that they need to find another area.
Yeah,
Right.
it used to be longer in between of when we would see activity, but
Mm-hmm.
every time we go and come back, we go on a track out somewhere to someone's and come back, they're already trying to use that opportunity.
Two of our neighbors have the book. We gave it to them to keep them safe. But they're also saying, our dogs are barking all the time at night or during the day whenever they're not out there. Or other neighbors, their dogs are going barking all night.
Throwing rocks in their swimming pool.
Yeah, some of them, our neighbors up the hill, are getting rocks in their swimming pool, big rocks, and even when they clean them out, the next morning there'll be more. It's not a squirrel throwing big rocks in there, or it's not rabbits. But they have the book. We wanted to make sure our neighbors had it. But these dogs are barking every night, so they're not doing as much work as what we're doing. We want to show this real quick video again because we went to church this morning. Like I said, it was good because we got to see some family members, as far as cousins that were there. And apparently they were talking about us before we got to church because one of my cousins, I gave her a hug. I said, it's been a while since I've seen you. And she said, we were waiting on y'all.
There were 3 people there today.
3 people, but they were waiting on us. And we got to come in and talk about how it's Matthew 26
Several things out of that.
through 30 through 71, I think. But anyway, we got to talk about how Jesus went. He had Peter with him, and how he said, "Watch with me. Watch what's going on." So Jesus went a little further, and he fell on his face, and he, in a sorrowful way, he's asking his Father that if you could take this cup away from me, or take this cup and pass it, then he's okay with that too. But he also says, "And thy will be done." He comes back, and Peter and everyone else is asleep. And he said, "Well, you can't stay awake for 1 hour?" He goes, "All this is going on." So Jesus goes again and prays. And so this time, Jesus says, if you can take this cup and pass it away from me, then he says, in his own words, says, "Except I drink it, thy will be done." So he's saying, okay, I accept my destiny. I'm going to go and give my body as a sacrifice for the people. But he comes back again, and they're asleep again. They didn't watch. They weren't protecting. They weren't understanding what's going on. So Jesus goes back again and confirms that acceptance. And he says again, "Except I drink it, thy will be done." And he goes back and sees the disciples and says, "Go ahead and sleep now. The hour is here.
Enemy's already here.
The enemy's already here. You were sleeping." And then Judas comes up and says, "The one that I kiss is the one that you hold fast, is the one." And he goes up and says, "Hail, hail, Jesus." And he gives him a kiss. And then they hold him fast. And they take him, and one of the disciples pulls a sword and cuts someone's ear. And then Jesus says, "Those who use the sword will die by the sword." He's saying, "Put your swords down because they will kill you." And the rest of them fled. They all took off. So he gets taken to the priest's temple. There's elders, there's councils there, all trying to bear a false witness to put him to death. But Jesus says, whenever he pulls that sword and tries to defend him, he says, "Do you not think that I could not have 12 legions of angels right here if I so ask to defend me?" He said, "But this is the only way the prophecy will be fulfilled." So lower your weapons. And so he knew, he accepted what was going to happen. But he was, at the beginning, he said, if you could take this cup from me, if you could pass this from me. But God said, you have to do this, or they won't understand. And if Jesus would have turned away, he would have just been a bluff. And that the Son of Man, God's Son, would have been just a bluff. But if he would have turned away, the councils wouldn't have came after him. The elders wouldn't have came after him. The Romans or the soldiers wouldn't have came after him because he is no longer a threat. He just bluffed and he turned around. But he accepted it. He drank from that cup. He knew that this was going to happen. And Peter followed him from afar. He tagged along. He wanted to see the end. He wanted to see if he's really going to go through with this. And so Jesus, while he's getting false witness, a lot of them came to bear false witness, but none of them held as a true reason to harm him. Peter's paying attention. He's looking at this, and then one of the maidens had said, "You was with Jesus in Galilee," and he said, "No, I don't know that man." So he took off. He went outside, and another maiden said, "You was with Jesus of Nazareth," and he said, "No, it wasn't me." And then another one said, "Your language betrays you," because he's talking without like the society. And that's when he starts cussing, he starts using foul language. He's trying to blend in and say, "No, you got me wrong." And he's cussing and using foul language and saying, "I don't know him." And then the cock crowed, and he remembered that Jesus, right before he said that, he said that you will deny me thrice before the cock crows. And as soon as he denied him a third time, the cock crowed, and he wept bitterly, because not only is the prophecy that he is watching being fulfilled, but he even told him what was going to happen before it happened. So, and that's also what we talked about in church today. We showed up at 11 o'clock and people were waiting on us. And that's a good feeling too, knowing that they're waiting for you. And we got to share that with them. And then after we all prayed and we departed, we come back and we take a little different route. Usually we just come right to the house, but this time we turned by the neighbors and we wanted to look at some things. Just for some weird reason, we turned in where
He
normally.
said, let's take the scenic route.
Let's take the scenic.
Really cut down a field basically between the wood line and the road.
And that's kind of abnormal, but when we pulled in, we're like, it's that tree. It's a brand new one. It's a bow. It's
right up next to the neighbors.
And we wasn't told that this was going on or anything, but God led us to see this, and we said we got to get to doing some more tracking out here. We got to push them back some more. Our neighbors don't take it as serious as what we do, so this is one of these things that are happening right next to their house, because they're not taking it serious. They're not listening to their pets or dogs that are barking. The dogs are saying there's something out here. We need help, and the people are just not listening to the pets either. So we're going to play this real quick last video, and then we'll have the closing prayer. We'll watch this video. We'll check comments if there's any more comments, and then we'll have the closing prayer. And then we're going to wish you all a good night until we see y'all again. Yeah. Okay, let's watch this last video, and we'll be right back.
This is a strong tree. Property. And steadily shifting around.
Looks like this is being built up over here too. Back there?
Mm-hmm.
Close to where the dogs are. Also,
Oh, yeah. The blind right there starting.
that branch is new. That's wedged in between that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one. And it's padded down here. Wait, here's the toe area up here. It's all pushed down.
Mm-hmm.
A step there, it looks like it stepped back, then stepped again and went this way.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this turning this whole little area into a blind. Trying to get a clear shot of that pull down back there. This whole tree is freshly down. That cedar should not be laying on the ground. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is brand new.
Mm-hmm. You said you saw some scat?
Huh?
Scat, you said?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell it's not only you can tell it's fresh, but the ants are eating the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's armadillo.
Armadillo.
Armadillo, and that's fresh killed right on this path. So there's probably more somewhere, but also if you look at it, not only pulled, but it's got bite marks, jagged teeth right here,
Mm-hmm.
sharp teeth that's bit into it.
Yeah, on that side.
But it's fresh because it's still got the blood on it, and the ants are
Fresh, bright
eating
blood.
it.
Fresh,
Yeah,
bright blood
got their E.
on a piece of armadillo, or what's left of it. There's some more. And the only reason we stopped here is we're cutting through on our way back from church and noticed new blinds, new breaks, new bows.
Okay, so this is even today. We still have to get out there. We still have to make sure these things, and it's kind of hard because we can push them out of our area, but our neighbors are vulnerable. The other neighbors are vulnerable. They're not doing what we're doing. Most of them they may have read the book, but they're just not being serious enough, even though their pets are barking on that and they're seeing signs, things are happening around them. They're just not taking it serious enough. That would help protect us because what we're doing is helping protect them, except that these predators will start going around us and go to the neighbors, and see what they can get or take some of their pets, or even if there's any people who.
They've got a pony and a calf
And these things will drink
dogs.
blood from
Yeah.
all these animals. You don't have to kill them, but they can still feed off the blood. So, cows in the pastures and things like that. All those animals are vulnerable out there. But let's get to the comments, and then we'll have our closing prayer.
Okay.
And then we will wish everyone a good night until we see you again. Also, trackers on Tuesday, regular tracker team meeting, and our tracker training candidates Thursday, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. Lorna's giving us a thumbs up over there. SMA Mommy giving us a thumbs up there. Thank you. Joyce says, "Good preaching, Joy." Yeah, it was fun sharing. And even when we was in church, the man up there he says, "Anybody else anything to add to this or anything?" And one of the elders and who was sitting in front of us said, and without even looking, without turning around, said, "Jerry's got something to say. He's always got something to say." I said, "Well, yeah, I got a little."
Okay.
Okay. And then we talked about that, and actually Joyce was, she was reading Matthew too, and when she sent that message in the morning, we kind of looked at each other and said, "That's what we was."
Yeah,
Out of the entire Bible,
last night. Yeah,
we
and it
was
repeating the same
we was going
basic, like stay awake,
stay awake,
pay attention.
But it was something to
Time's
see
short.
that. And now it starts as a question that doesn't pertain with what we're doing tonight, so we'll save that for the tracker meeting. You can ask that during the tracker meeting. Tracker Lorna says, "God bless everyone. Have a great night." You're right. Yeah. Jared said someone would say that 7-foot possum will toss big rocks into swimming pools. And we've had those people, when people need help and answers, that those authoritative figures will come out, and even their explanations are even more outrageous than, because they actually said it was a 7-foot possum.
A game ranger, one of our trackers, when her daughter was a teenager, had a red-eyed being looking into the window, 7 feet off the ground, looking in her bedroom window. And when she called the game ranger to come out, he said it was a possum. She said, "You mean to tell me it was a 7-foot possum?" So that's where that JR is getting that from. It made her angry just to be dismissed like that, And he said, "Yep." End of story, end of discussion.
And we was all there, yeah. We all heard the story exactly, from our tracker. And Jarvis says, "Good night, Lorna. Night stars. What do you mean by..." Oh, he's talking about something else.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in tracker meeting or on a different presentation.
Yeah, we can even.
But we've noticed that too.
Yeah. And it is important, and we will get to that, but we're just talking about the topic and the questions tonight. SMA Mommy says, "Night, Lorna. God bless." And I don't know if Lorna is actually leaving right now, but she's just acknowledging that we're about to close up, so she may still be with us. Lorna likes to, and we love it when everyone says good night, warriors. Lorna is one of the main ones, always does that. So we always put that on there also. So
And now we have new young warriors.
New young warriors out there who know what's going on, know what to look for, and that does a lot of good for a lot of people because they can teach younger ones too. And if they don't believe you or their parents will try to make fun of it, shake it off your shoulder and dust your feet off and keep moving. Help the ones that you can, help the ones that will listen. That's the only thing we can do right now.
Yeah, and the people that try to say there's no good young people out there, well, we know several.
We know several.
Okay, we'll go ahead and say a prayer and close up for the night. Father, just thank you for the receiving minds, the receiving ears and eyes, and just the people that are interested in this and care enough to share with others and care enough to learn. Thank you for the encouragement and the prayers and the support. You've surrounded us just with a wonderful group of people, Lord, and we appreciate it so much. We love you. Thank you for keeping us all safe. Thank you for time spent with family, good memories, lots of laughter. Thank you for leaders of homes that care enough to learn and to do something about protecting their homes and keeping their families safe. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
And not stars, I hope there was no offense taken about that, but we're just trying to keep it on topic.
We do want to talk about it just later.
Well, we would never want to offend you.
No. SMA Mommy says, please remember to hit thumbs up before you go.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the algorithm.
Oh, Night Star says, woo, young warriors.
Yeah.
She's a warrior too. Miss is it Shevu? I hope I'm saying it right. Shivu is giving love and a thumbs up. Glad to see you back again.
Yeah.
I don't think we got to shout out to you last time because it was already done when we saw the name on there. Sometimes we scroll past without meaning to.
Miss Shevu. Joyce is saying amen. Night Star says amen. Good night, friends and warriors. Cubenator says amen. Tracker Lorna. See, Tracker Lorna's still here. And thank you for the understanding, Night Stars.
Check your notification buttons because I didn't get a notification tonight. And there's a lot of regulars that weren't here tonight that may not also have gotten a notification. Yeah. But it was fun sharing these stories, and it's been a great week.
And we did some tracking. It wasn't just, it was fun, but also it was a serious time for us to spend with family to teach them as well.
Yeah.
So, everyone have a great night. And trackers, we will see you Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. And I know some of you trackers have some information that we really need to hear about. So, thank you, and we will see you. And have a great night, warriors.
Thank you to our moderators.
Thank you to our moderators. Good night, warriors.
Good night, warriors.
So beautiful.
Are we moving?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods, y'all say a prayer.